The girth of his what?
You're like a father to me.
And go.
What's up everyone, Adam from FWCI. This is Josh Johnson, How Breakdancing Broke the Olympics. First of all, if you want to support the channel further, patreon.com/FWCI is a thing. I had a lot of requests to do more Josh Johnson in my Kendrick Drake beef reaction video. I will be doing a reaction to Euphoria as well at some point, so there's a lot of requests for that too. But I was very keen to see what else Josh Johnson has been talking about, and I noticed this video, How Breakdancing Broke the Olympics, and we all know there's only one thing and one person he could be talking about, and it's Raygun. You can't see it, but I lifted my leg for that as well. And I'm sure Josh is going to put his signature spin on the Raygun situation, but I'm just going to say, put it out there, if he talks any shit about Raygun in this video, my Aussie blood might boil to the surface, and I will have to hit him with one of these. And I'll make the noise a kangaroo actually makes, which is this. But seriously, when all that shit happened with the Paris Games and Raygun did her performance and everybody just started like roasting her online, the rest of the world had a much better sense of humor about it than Australia did. And it was a weird political time in our country at that point. And what I remember seeing happen on social media when all of this was just blowing up was this poor woman being dragged into like bizarre political arguments that had nothing to do with what happened. People using it as like a way to be patriotic by just tearing her down by saying she's shit and she shouldn't have done it and she shouldn't have qualified. And it was really, really gross the way it all kind of like played out. But I looked into it and I can confirm Raygun's husband wasn't on the Olympic selection committee. She didn't beg for money from the government under some feminist grant so that she could be sent to the Olympic Games. She qualified by her own merits, and she's not some kind of witch, so those asking for her to be burned at the stake can just settle the fuck down. So I have a lot of sympathy for Raygun because she copped a hell of a lot of unnecessary heat, but with that being said, I also have eyes. In fact, I reacted to her thing, put it up on YouTube, and it's still there. I didn't expect it to last very long, if at all, but it's still there. So if you want to see my reaction to her set and all the other talented dancers that were in the finals, there is a video of it on YouTube, reacted to by me. Josh Johnson, how did breakdancing break the Olympics?
Women's rugby, right? I had never, it just came on while I was, while I was sitting there, and then I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. Now I don't really know the rules to rugby. From another team went to tackle her, right? And rather than falling like gravity would dictate, she just picked up the woman tackling her and ran with her and the ball.
Yeah, man, women's rugby is no fucking joke. I didn't grow up on rugby. There's like two types of football in Australia, depending on where you grow up is really which one that you end up playing. But rugby is unbelievably physical and violent. I mean, behold, Gordon Tallis. They kick the ball, it goes a-flying. Look at this poor guy in the blue. He picks it up, gets grabbed, throws it off to his mate. His mate's fucking dead. Look at this. Gotcha, bitch. And look at the fury in his face. I'll fucking kill him, mate. Sorry, rugby tangent there.
And I was like, I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play. I don't know the rules, but is that legal? Can you do that? I didn't know shooting was part of the Olympics.
Oh, this guy, the super relaxed one.
Dead shot gear on, like just... They adjusted it and then lean in and then they lean back and stuff and then they take the shot and stuff. And this dude was just walking up.
He won a silver as well, didn't
he? Boom, boom. Silver medal.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna have to shoot him. We're gonna have to... One of us has to do it, right? One of us I'll bump into you while it's your turn. You just be like, oops. In the men's basketball, winning gold today.
Was there ever really any question? Actually, it was pretty competitive.
I don't even want the games to be close. It's exciting when they're close because then you pull it out and then you're like, yeah, I was so annoying. I was a real, like, an American as a stereotype when Team USA men's basketball was playing. I was like, yeah, get up. Yeah, like, I'm on the team. In the men's 3-on-3 basketball.
I don't think I even watched that this year.
How did...
Who the fuck was in the 3-on-3 team?
Not an NBA player on the team, to my knowledge. It's just 3 dudes that I think are my age. Like, just... That shouldn't... Do you know what it's like to sit there as an American?
I think Japan won it, didn't they?
Men's 3-on-3 basketball team struggle against Latvia.
I did see some games of that. I didn't even think who was on the US team.
Getting dunked on. And they put the mic in their face, and then they're just standing there sweating because they just got done playing the game, but they're like, we did some passing, and we did a little bit of shooting. We should have done.
They're fucking pointless, those interviews.
They always sound like they're failing a pop quiz about basketball when they get asked the question. 3-on-3.
Right.
Was asked some questions after, and in my opinion, I know I'm not playing and he is, but he looked a little too tired for my liking, right?
It doesn't fill you with confidence, does it?
They had breakdancing for the first time.
That crowd knew it was coming.
All right. Look.
Come on, let's hear it.
But I was watching and I was like,
yeah.
Keep some things a secret, right? Like maybe but a lot of them were overshadowed by people whose movement was questionable, all right?
Just say it, man. We all know.
Feels like you planned this, and I don't think you did. I think you're making it up as you go. I think that you woke up and you were like, oh, today? Like, there was an Australian dancer.
Oh, here we go.
So I'm not trying to act like, ooh, I knew it or whatever, but I will say she was dressed like she was from Squid Game. That's when I was like,
yep.
I don't know what's about to happen right now.
Yeah, I was very critical of the outfit. That looks like a cricket outfit. It's what a cricket player wears. In fact, at the time, I thought it was like the Australian Olympic Committee would just tight asses and be like, no, you gotta wear your uniform at your breakdancing competition. But apparently that was her choice. It's a very questionable one.
I think both times she said that all of her moves she invented, right? Which I believe. I do believe that. I think that that's true. A lot of them are like moves that lead to spins, right? So someone will just have their hand on
the 6-step, the helicopter, I know the ones.
She kept almost doing it. Like she kept... There were plenty of times where she was like, I was like, she about to go. And there was a backflip she did, but she did stay on the ground the whole time.
Yes, correct.
When someone is doing their best, and when someone is like trying to participate, right? I don't care where you are. You can see it in videos around the world. We always give 2 free nods, right? We always give 2 free initial nods because you're getting into it. We don't know what you're about to do.
Okay, all right. What do you got?
And there was a guy in the background when she started, and she was really doing the, you know what I mean? Like she looked like she was about to get ready, right? And there was a black dude in the background that was like,
yeah. Oh, God.
That third nod means I love what I'm seeing, right? And he pulled out just before.
Let's look at it. All right. Where is he? Where is this dude with dreads? Alright, can I just say, do people forget about this little move here? That's something. Oh, I think I found him. I think it's in the next dance. Is it this guy here with the white on? He doesn't look impressed now, though. Now I'm just watching this man burp into his own mouth. Come on, Raygun, you can do it. So I just went on a complete side tangent there and basically ended up watching all of her dances again, trying to find the dude with the dreadlocks that was not impressed. I think I found him. I think we saw him. What I think she was doing was like a big kind of like interpretive dance about what is in Australia, animals, surf, like fucking swimming, sprinklers. It is still incredibly lame, but I think that's what the actual intention was behind some of those bizarre moves. They were kind of supposed to be like Australian wildlife, not just a kangaroo move, but wiping her head on the ground and all that. I think it was supposed to be a bunch of animal shit. Anyway, let's go.
Right? But as far as like being on the elbow, she was like, I got something different for y'all. She just kind of laid on it, right?
I think that's when she's doing this, isn't she?
It wasn't like a fast spin or a flying spin. It was more like, we gonna get there, right? Like, we gonna get there eventually, okay? There was a competition, and you have to qualify to make it to the Olympics, which made me wonder
how bad the rest of Australia is at breakdancing.
who did she beat? I want to know what happened at the competition to compete with the judges were like, we can't send you. And anytime the other person was in, their opponent would still be like, oh, because it's a sport of energy, right? It's a sport of fun, right? And
yeah. Where are you going with this?
And after a while, her opponent just sort of started walking. Like,
I will say that's not quite accurate because all of the opponents were like, kind of like, you know, doing all the body language stuff, like, whatever, that's crap. Like, that full, like, you know, antagonistic breakdancing energy was definitely present in like a combative sort of sense. I thought it was interesting. I was like, wow, the Olympics is all about sportsmanship and this sport kind of embodies shit talking in a way. So I'm not fully buying into this here.
But then her opponent was in there doing real moves. Because when I tell you she made up her own moves, she straight up, like...
It's a classic. What do you want?
I've never... She did the opposite of a Michael Jackson. She did...
Instead of leaning forward like Smooth Criminal.
Oh, man. Mike is moonwalking in his grave right now. But while her opponent was in there, you know, doing the real moves, she was walking back and forth and was going... Oh, God. Okay. All right.
I agree. It's ironic.
The judges awarded her 0 points. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know. I thought you got at least a point for limbs. Like...
Two points right there.
That poor Paul Vaulter.
Oh, that poor bastard. Yeah, let's all give sympathy to the man with the 12-inch penis.
And then you ride it up the top and it lifts you. It looks like it shouldn't work. Every time.
Yeah, I don't understand pole vaulting.
I'm like, how do they not snap off and fly off into another direction? It gets about parallel with the bar. We notice on camera a different stick, right? There were some people that were saying actually his knee is what knocked it over, and I'm like, maybe it goes to his knee, but he didn't win a medal. But he won something else. Because we're all talking about it, and we're talking about it favorably. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a knock on him as an athlete. I'm sure it's more impressive
than winning the gold?
I know he won the medal, but he got something even greater. He got everybody knowing that he had a big penis without him saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's something you got to keep secret that you just want to tell everybody. I'm surprised more men don't just go, oops. How did I do it?
How did I do it? Alright, that was a lot of fun, and all very valid criticisms across the board, from the shooting to the pole vaulting to Raygun's terrible breakdancing routine. And it was bad, it was bizarre, but it's a sport that's up to like artistic interpretation, so how far does the scale slide kind of thing? I personally loved how corny it was, and like I was saying before, I think the point of what she was doing was trying to mimic Australian animals, and even the weird like movements that nobody knows what she's talking about. Maybe they're eels, maybe they're snakes, maybe they're this, maybe they're that, maybe she's being like some kind of cassowary at one point. In fact, this is a bit of a cassowary move, and if you don't know what a cassowary is, you know the velociraptors from Jurassic Park? Yeah, basically those, but with wings instead of front claws. I think she went in there with a whole artistic vision and a direction that she wanted to take the dance, and it just morphed into something that didn't get any points. I think she should have come back to Australia and been hailed as a fucking returning hero for having the balls to go out there and do something that crazy on a world stage alone. I mean, it's a breakdancing contest at the Olympics. It's not the end of the world. But nope, instead, half of the country got on social media and started trying to bully her, and it was fucked. But let me know what other Josh Johnson videos you'd like me to have a look at. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already. And if you do want to support the channel further, go to patreon.com/FWCI. There is a full-length version of my Drake, Kendrick, Josh Johnson video up on Patreon, so go check it out. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends, ta-ta, and farewell.